After 2 weeks off, Congress has a lot to address. President Trump is weeks into an illegal war of choice in Iran. Americans are paying the sky-high prices at the gas pump. There has been no justice for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, and the president's promise of lowering costs for Americans is all but a distant memory. Instead of solving any of those problems, the Republicans are taking the time to pat themselves on the back about a bill that we've never passed. After all, the resolution we have before us is about a bill called, quote, the Working Families Tax Cuts, end quote, Act. Now, I wasn't too sure, and I asked my staff, have we ever passed a bill in the House called the Working Families Tax Cuts Act? And sure enough, we haven't. The Republican tax cuts for the rich is so unpopular that they are now trying to change the name almost a year later. And the name isn't the only thing that they're trying to rewrite. They're also trying to hide what the bill actually does. Some of these tax benefits for working families are all well and fine, but of course, Republicans being who they are, they couldn't help but make sure that the wealthy and well-connected got the best deal. But don't take it from me, let's let the numbers do the talking. Under the One Big Ugly Bill, a person making above $1 million a year in 2027 will get an average tax cut of over $96,000. Meanwhile, a person making less than $50,000 will get just a $247 tax cut. That's barely 68 cents a day. This bill gave millionaires almost 400 times the cuts it gave to average working Americans. And how did we pay for this bag of goodies for the wealthy? Well, first we took away health care from 17 million Americans. We substantially cut food assistance for 4 million Americans. We cut subsidies for clean energy, ensuring that Americans would pay more for their energy bills for years to come. So you're kicking Americans off their health insurance, you're raising gas prices to $6 a gallon, and then stripping them of food stamps. But thank God they're going to get that 68 cents a day because Republicans really care about working families. And that's not all. The bill also cut taxes for the top 1% of Americans by at least $1 trillion over the next decade, and granted $75 billion to the already bloated budget of the dangerous and out-of-control ICE agents roaming our streets and terrorizing our communities. Shockingly, after all that, the bill still costs $4.7 trillion. Republicans told us that economic growth would pay for it. They also told us that tariffs would pay for it. Never mind that the illegal tariffs were struck down or that they raised prices on American families and alienated our trade partners. Never mind that GDP growth at the end of last year was just a measly 0.5%. So not only are the tax cuts for the rich being paid for on the back of Americans' health care and food security, they are being paid by your kids and your grandkids who will be footing the bill for this reckless bill for generations to come. President Trump's big ugly bill cost the American people far more than it got them, and slapping a half-assed resolution on the table 8 months later as a PR stunt is not going to change that fact. I thank the members and I yield back.